Hey guys! So as you know from my last video, I was in a bit of a reading slump and I had not read a book for a solid month, but then last weekend was Thanksgiving, so I had the opportunity to read a lot more during that time. So on that Thanksgiving weekend, I actually finished 2 books, so I'm here today to review one of the books I finished and really loved. So the book I will be talking about today in this video is The Selection by Kiera, and I really love this book. I didn't really have high expectations. I did hear good things about it, but I was going in it with kind of a medium expectations. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. So I'm going to share with you guys why I loved it so much, what it's about, and why I think you should read it. So my feeling on this book is that if you take The Bachelor, Wither by Lauren DiStefano, and maybe a little bit of The Hunger Games, this is what this book kind of revolves around, and those 3 elements combine to make a really exciting novel that is full of great character development in an awesome setting. So within this world, there are 2 things that makes this country very special in this book. Number 1 is that they're ruled on a monarchy system, which means there's a king and a queen and there's a prince. The second really cool thing about this country is that it is structured by a caste system, so from 1 to 8, each level depicts your wealth and essentially what job you have. Number 1 is the most rich and has the people with the most wealth, and also means that they're royalty. And if you go all the way down to the caste level number 8, those people are the poorest, and essentially they struggle to have enough food from day to day. Our main character is America, who falls into caste number 5. People who are in caste number 5 have to be something involved with the arts, so you either have to be a sculptor, a painter, or a singer, and the main character, America, is a singer. So right off the bat, we meet America, we learn about her family and her caste and what it requires of her and her family. We also learn that she kind of has a secret that she's been hiding for 2 years. Her neighbors is a family in the caste number 6, so they're a little bit poorer than she is, and the son of that family is Aspen, and she is deeply in love with Aspen, and for the past 2 years they've been meeting in secret because if her family was to know, she'd get in a lot of trouble because it is very uncommon for a woman to marry down a caste level. So if you were to marry a man who's in caste number 6 and you're in caste number 5, that would basically go through this whole process. It's not really encouraged for a woman to marry a man below her caste level. So if we fast forward a couple pages, we learn that also within this country there is a selection that's about to happen, which means the prince is looking for his future princess. So, if you are a girl in this country between the ages of 17 and 20, you can be selected of one of the 35 girls to enter the royal palace and fight for the chance to become the princess of this country and the future queen of this country. So, how does this involve America? Well, she's being pressured by all different angles to enter this competition and this selection. Her mother's pressuring her and saying that she must go, she must at least try, I bet the prince will love you, yada yada. Aspen is pressuring her to go because he doesn't want to be the reason why she doesn't take that chance and take that opportunity to see what would happen. So for Aspen and for her mother, she decides to enter the selection. She keeps telling herself that she's not going to get chosen, there's no way she'll be picked, but one thing leads to another and she is one of the 35 girls who is chosen for the selection. So that is the basic plot and the setting and the whole backstory that happens within only the first couple chapters, so that's basically what the synopsis tells you. I gave a little bit more details to make you guys interested and I hope that intrigues you. So now I'm going to talk about the characters, what I loved about it, and why I think you guys should read it. So starting with America, I absolutely loved her as a character. I cannot describe how cool and how relatable and how realistic she was. Her character development was just amazing. She felt so realistic and I could imagine her in this world very easily. I can tell you right now, if I did not like the main character, I would have hated this book because there's not a lot of exciting things that happen within this book. It's a very character-driven story. It's about her and her personal experience and the prince who's involved and the other characters, so I feel if I didn't like America as a character, I would have had a totally different review of this book, but because I loved her and because she was realistic, I was able to believe in her and the world itself. So then we have Aspen, who's the boy she's in love with from back home, and I actually did like him. I thought he was a good character. We didn't see a lot of him, but what I did read of him, I really did like, and I like what he brought out of America. Then we have Prince Maxon, and I adored him as a character. I thought he was the sweetest guy I've ever read about in a book, and I thought just his charming, just naturally sweet personality was so likable and made me root for him the whole way through. I thought he was great. He's strong, he's independent, he's intelligent, and I just thought he brought out something in America that Aspen couldn't, and for me, that's why I like Prince Maxon a lot. What I liked next a lot was the setting. I thought the whole world, the case system, and this whole selection competition was just so unique. So that whole element and the girls involved were really, it was just entertaining and really fun to read about. What kept me on the edge of my seat was waiting to see what would happen next and what America would have to go through and what would just be the next turn of events within this competition, and I just was really excited for page by page to see what would happen to her, what she'd decide, and just what decisions she'd make throughout this whole book. Kiera Cass also did a really great job of developing other characters surrounding America in this competition. They all had their distinct kind of personalities and their own opinions and their own backstories, so for me that just made it a lot more realistic as well. So for me, I really did enjoy it, and I did give this a 5 out of 5 stars. So overall, this book was simply one of the most well executed books I've ever read. When I compare it to other books, it wasn't like amazing, but I gave it a 5 out of 5 because the way it was executed, its simplicity, but also the depth it had, made it what it was, and for that I really did enjoy it, and I just couldn't get over how just good it was. It was really good. Also, there's dresses, there's jewels, it's a very kind of girly element to it, so if you like that sort of stuff too, I would highly recommend it. It was so much fun to read. I love the main character, I loved her story, and I loved the whole adventure altogether. So if that sounded interesting to you, definitely pick up the selection by Kiera Cass because I would highly recommend it. Let me know your thoughts on this book if you have read it. I'd love to hear them, and if you haven't read it before, let me know if you're going to pick it up. I hope that was helpful to most of you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!